Hello, everybody, and welcome back to NCAA 2004 in the Alabama Crimson Tide Dynasty mode in NCAA 2004. We are here at the end of year number 14. That's right, 14 seasons of this. We only got 3 more to go here as we go to our year 17th season. That'll be our last one. Throwing it out there. I've been stating it like every video, but the end is nigh. As the national championship comes to a close, Ohio State does not repeat. Notre Dame does manage to grab one from them. I think that's multiple for them. I think they've already won one in the series. I can't remember exactly, but looking over our quarterback stats, we of course played 3 quarterbacks and amble them out here. All 3 quarterbacks started a little bit. Dre Gates was awful through his first, I think he only started 1 or 2 games. Cal Lumpkin had the best numbers, but Ernest Slaughter was the most efficient, completing 69% of his passes, but the interceptions started to trend up way more. He was getting that problem where he only had a few incompletions a game, but those incompletions were interceptions. And the longer that went on, the worse it was getting. And Cal Lumpkin, I knew, would just protect the football the most. But even then, 7 interceptions, not awesome. I don't love it, but, for 20 touchdowns, we will happily take that. Over 2,000 yards, we will happily take that. It's still a successful season. All things considered, I'm not sure if any one of those 3 quarterbacks fully starting all 12 games probably would have gotten us to where we wanted to be, but maybe that's just cope. Who knows? Bowen with a great season himself in his senior season. Gotta love that. Over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Lou Newsom, man, an amazing junior year. We've been seeing that progression just build up. I would hope that he comes back and stays for his senior season, but my hopes, but my feeling in my plums is that that's not going to happen. But Ben Medley, who's a freshman who also had a standout year, he will be back, and he will probably be our top receiver next year with hopefully a good bit of training boost. And Jeff Dillard ends up outgaining Chip Milligan, so it was kind of a down year for Chip Milligan, unfortunately. But Luke Lang, an amazing year at left tackle. Jed McPherson also had a pretty solid year. Corey Lewis, not the best year with the 9 sacks, but we'll take it. Kurt Bond only giving up 3 sacks here, but just 18 pancakes at center. DT Holloway, not too much there. So really the left side of the O-line was completely feasting so far this season. So far in it this season. So we have a lot of tackle guys around that 65 to 70 range. We got quite a few dudes sitting around there. Dante Atkinson leading the team in tackles. However, Conrad Goss leading the team in TFLs. We have several guys all sitting within 1 or 2 of him. So our defense was really kind of the talk of the town this season. Herman Sapp with 10 sacks. Huge. 10 sacks. Costa taking a bit of a dip down with only 5. You can see him down there towards the bottom of the screen, but still a good season for him as well. Kendrick Solomon, of course, winning the Thorpe Award with 6 interceptions and 66 tackles. I think he was also really good returning-wise, and I think that's also why he kind of got the award. But Kendall Owens with a little bit of a dip in production in year number 2 here, but still kicking above 85%, so I'll take that. I'd like to get back up to that 90 area where he was close to in his freshman season, but it is what it is. We sit atop the standings, of course, in the SEC, but Vanderbilt, of course, is the winner, so they probably, really sit above it. But us and Arkansas, the only teams here outside of South Carolina with double-digit wins. Everyone else kind of struggling to find their way here. The SEC was really, really not great this season. LSU with a 2-11 year, and Kentucky goes 0-12, I believe, for the second straight season. I can't remember if that's the first or second season, but they are really, really struggling to win games, man. I don't know what it is, what's going on with Kentucky, man, but they are really struggling to win any kind of games. But in the West, it was completely just a 2-horse race, man. It was the have and have-nots once again. No team was even contending against us in Arkansas. So Arkansas slots in at 3. They end up ranked higher than us. So Notre Dame, Virginia Tech, Arkansas, Ohio State at 4. Maryland rounds out the top 5. So TCU at 6, Colorado State at 7, and we stay put at 8 after beating Indiana. So this is probably the lowest we've ranked probably since the first 2 seasons of the series, man. Texas actually loses to Maryland, and they drop to 9 from 3. Southern Miss comes in at 10, West Virginia at 11, New Mexico State at 12 out of the Sun Belt, USC at 13, they drop to 13, Air Force up to 14, Penn State up to 15, South Carolina drops a spot after losing to Clemson in their bowl game, Washington up to 17, Navy, Indiana, and Louisville will round out the top 20, Oregon and Clemson sneak into the rankings after not being ranked, Wake Forest, Oklahoma, and Nevada sneaking back in after having a bit of a rough season throughout the year. They still managed to win the WAC and get ranked, so good for them. But in the offseason, it's time to look at the things we're losing, and we are losing. It's one of those years where we're not losing everything, but the things we are losing, oh my gosh, you cannot afford to lose it. So Conrad Goss, who was, I believe, our TFL leader, he is now looking to transfer out. I guess he's only a sophomore, so I'm guessing he's going to transfer. Lou Newsome, of course, I feared it would happen, but our top receivers looking to graduate early and get on out of here. Same with Kendrick Solomon. He's got his Thorpe Award. He believes he can be playing on Sundays for NFL defenses. I'm not inclined to argue with him, but yeah, we are unfortunately losing 3 of our top contributors on this team from last season just because they want to leave. I was at the point of literally throwing points at him to keep him here, but none of them are even close to leaning towards staying, so I don't know if, it would just kind of waste the points. We're going to need the points to try and replace them in recruiting, and especially with everyone else that we're losing, so we could not afford to throw points to try and keep them around. It just wouldn't work. Dre Gates, of course, is graduating. Bowen is also out of here as well. Barber, the defensive tackle. I don't think I ever really got on the field much. Atkinson, who led the team in tackles, is also graduating. Boyer, our last good, strong safety. I don't know if we have really anyone behind him. And then finally, Leroy Hastings is graduating. You guys remember Leroy Hastings? He's been here for like all 4 years, our punter. So, he's just kind of one of those staples you just kind of don't think about. But now we're going to head to recruiting. And guys, recruiting is getting worse and worse. It's getting harder and harder. I don't know why that is. In my other series, that has not happened. But in this game, it is getting absolutely brutal. I just can't win any recruits, man. I can't. I did manage to get a 5-star linebacker, receiver, tight end, quarterback, and free safety to try and replace some of what we lost, but that is it, guys. I lost out on everything else. I couldn't battle. I don't know what it is, man. Everyone is just kind of starting to go elsewhere. The big thing I've noticed is that really, the top brass in college football is starting to kind of change a little bit. It's been a lot of the same teams, but they're all starting to continually or consistently compete. So like Notre Dame, Ohio State, like USC, like these are teams we're battling with every year. So as you see, we lose the number 1 strong safety to Oklahoma. We really needed him. We lost the number 1 quarterback to USC. The number 3 running back who I really wanted went to Ohio State. The number 1 receiver ended up going to A&M. The number 1 free safety ended up going to A&M. The number 2 strong safety went to Ohio State. We lost the number 2 fullback to Virginia Tech. We lost the number 5 receiver to Michigan. And then we managed to lose the number 7 running back to Texas. A lot of guys that we lost, guys. There was a lot of guys I was in on, a lot of 5-star running backs, a lot of 5-star receivers, a lot of safeties that we really, really needed. There was a few quarterbacks I was looking at too. I wanted to have some variety between our quarterback options since obviously we've been, struggling at that position, and we just lost out, bro. We lost out to all these teams in front of us. USC with the top class, TCU coming in with the second class, who's been good for the last couple of seasons. Notre Dame and Ohio State, who were just in the national title game, are in here in the top 10. We dropped down to 10, so we haven't had the top class in a few seasons up to this point. We've just been really, really fighting to stay alive in the recruiting game, guys. It's just been tough. So we finished ranked number 8, and we probably will stay ranked somewhere close to maybe 5 to 10, somewhere in that range. And, we're just starting to slip a little bit. So we've really got to come out strong next season because clearly the buzz around Sick Naven's squad is starting to fade a little bit, and it looks like a lot of high school guys are starting to favor, some of these other big programs. It looks like Arkansas took a dip too, down to 19, so maybe the Razorbacks are going to start to struggle. A&M, who took a couple of 5-stars from us, only comes in at 21, so kind of weird there. Michigan also took a couple, same with Oklahoma, all sitting here down in the 20 to 25 range. So we're losing guys to these programs I really don't think we should be losing guys to, but that's just kind of where we're at. Unfortunately, or not unfortunately, but fortunately for us, we got a huge boost in training, man. Half the roster had breakthrough training years, so a lot of the roster is getting humongous boosts that are absolutely necessary right now, considering all that we weren't really able to replace through just 5-star talent. So we still do have a lot of horses in the stable. This team is completely loaded and stacked from years and years of good recruiting, but some of the years that I've taken of stepping back, stepping off the gas a little bit, just recruiting for need rather than just bringing in as many 5-stars as I could, is starting to show its teeth a little bit. It's starting to kind of bite us a little bit. Now it's, do or die. We got to throw everything at recruiting, and I tried to do that this offseason, and it was just too late. No one was really looking to get here. No one was looking to come. Nobody was looking to be a member of the Crimson Tide. It was weird, man. We still got a good number of guys, but I had to rely on the 4-stars in this class, guys. I really had to rely on the 4-stars in order just to fill out the rest of the roster. It was a tough state of affairs. Sick Naben might be losing the touch. This might be the beginning of the NIL era, huh? Who knows? In the alternate universe, maybe this is when that happens and Sick Naben just can't hang like real life. Who knows? But the team should look pretty good here, but we're going to go over the roster. Cal Lumpkin and Ernest Slaughter are 98 overalls. But Cal Lumpkin is for sure probably going to be our starter. Now, the interesting thing between these two quarterbacks, which probably explains the efficiency rating between the two of them, Ernest Slaughter is a much better passer. You can see the numbers. He's a much better passer. But Cal Lumpkin is a much better athlete. So that's kind of the thing that we're going for. So I'm going with Cal Lumpkin because he protects the football and he's a better athlete with a little bit more versatility, whereas Slaughter is just a pure passer and a great passer, but he doesn't protect the football that well. So it's not really something, it's not, I'm going to go with Cal Lumpkin because of that. I don't think that's a comparable thing. So Keon Hood's going to be our starting running back, but we also have Moultrie sitting behind him at an 87, so we're kind of loaded at running back still. Sharp is still our starting fullback. Ben Medley up to an 86, so he's going to replace Lou Newsome and be our top guy here in his sophomore season. Chip Milligan up to an 83, and then David Reeves, who's a new freshman that we were able to bring in, he's already up to an 80. So our top 3 receivers actually aren't that terrible. We could probably compete or at least contend with that. Compared to the last couple seasons when everyone was in the 70s, we can at least contend with this. So Jeff Dillard up to an 87 at tight end in his junior season. Luke Lang is back for his senior year up to a 99 at left tackle. DT Holloway, we're going to be moving around the offensive line quite a bit here, but Kurt Bond is up to a 97 at center in his senior season. I feel like he's been here forever. Corey Lewis up to a 99 at right guard, and then of course we have an issue at right tackle as well, so we're going to have to move some stuff around to figure out left guard and left tackle. We're going to put Jed McPherson at left tackle for now, and then Darius Miles is going to start at right end, and then Adrian Jones is going to start at right end, or left end, right end, you get it. They're both right ends. We're starting them on both positions. So Herman Savage, John Costa, again, here for their senior seasons. It's going to be huge when we lose their production. Bam Price up to a 99. Ellis Porter is up to a 93. He's our senior middle linebacker. And then we have a little bit of a hole on the right side, but we're going to stick with it because 84 is still good. Khaled Brock and Doug Berry are up to 87s. Great 1-2 punch for our DBs, and then we have some solid depth behind them too. I'm not worried about cornerback depth because we have quite a lot of it, and a lot of them are young too, so we'll be keeping quite a bit of them. Theo Thornton is our starting free safety at an 89 overall, only as a junior, and then Deion Moultrie's behind him as a freshman who we just brought in, which is good, but strong safety is a complete hole, guys. I couldn't fix it. I could not bring anyone in. I had to recruit like a 1-star because no one else would come. I thought I would get one of the 5 stars. I didn't. So it's a complete hole. We have no replacement at strong safety. That's going to be probably the first year in I don't know how many years that we don't have like a 90-something taken over. It's typically one of our best positions on defense. This year it's not, guys. This year it isn't. So here is a look at our schedule. I'm going to go on. I again went for another cupcake schedule, guys, because I'm getting scared. Recruiting is getting worse. We're losing random games. I'm going to take a cupcake schedule, an even bigger cupcake schedule this year, and see if we can at least, I don't know, maybe figure it out. We could still lose a game in conference, so it's not a guarantee that we win anything, but I'm going to try and give us a cupcake schedule, see what we can do with it. Send us to Boise to play in the blue turf, because I think that's funny, kind of like the Ball State game last year. But who knows? We're going to stake everything. A lot is going to ride on this season because we have a lot of great pieces, a lot of great seniors, and I don't know how long this core will stick together if we don't manage to win it this year. So we really got to win it and get that boost in recruiting, man, or else I don't know what's going to happen in the last couple seasons of this series. So hope to see you guys when we kick off year 15 in Boise against the Broncos on the blue turf. And thank you all for watching. Appreciate it.